It's nearly 50 years old and is the icon of helicopters. It is the Bell UH-1.
There is no other helicopter that is as recognizable as the Huey.
If you think helicopter, most people will instantly have a vision of the UH-1.
The Huey, which of course is the UH-1, and that's how it got its name, was the archetypal Vietnam helicopter.
The Huey is the machine that we rode to war. It took us in and brought us back safely.
The UH-1 first appeared in Vietnam in 1963. From an initial order of 60 helicopters, the U.S. Army went on to deploy over 7,000.
My name is Steve Vermillion. I'm a retired Army officer after 26 years. My role in the UH-1 was initially as a co-pilot in Vietnam, and then an aircraft commander.
My name's Burl Dooley, and I was a door gunner on UH-1 in Vietnam, 1963. My training as a door gunner consisted of giving me an M2 carbine, flying out over the Mekong River and putting some bullets into the river. And then I was a trained door gunner.
Coming up, Vietnam veterans Steve and Burl take to the skies again and relive their Huey memories.
The feeling everyone had is something bad always happened to the other person, never happened to you.
Big sky, little bullet. They have to hit you to kill you.
In our search to find the greatest ever helicopter, we went through 9 groundbreaking machines. All of them incredible helicopters, but none as revolutionary as our number 1, the UH-1 Huey.
What is impressive for me about the Huey is that you can do anything with it. It's like a flying truck. It was built around an open box, and so you can take the doors off and you can put anything that you like inside a Huey.
The Huey was the first mass-produced helicopter with a turbine engine. This nearly doubled the speed it could fly at and meant it could lift nearly twice as much payload.
The Huey is very simplistic in design, but it was a very rugged helicopter. In Vietnam, the U.S. Army lost only 1 helicopter for every 8,000 missions that were flown during the conflict.
The Huey's toughness is legendary.
UH-1 took a lot of damage, and we keep on flying.
You could take multiple hits in the rotor system, the fuselage, unless it hit a major structural component, it would just keep flying.
The feeling everyone had is something bad always happened to the other person, never happened to you.
When you get out of the helicopter and you begin to inspect it, then you start seeing where the holes and the exit points were. Say, damn, that was within about an inch of my head. That's real close. But here again, big sky, little bullet concept. They have to hit you to kill you.
Probably the most iconic of the Huey's features is its sound.
Oh, the quick answer is it sounds like the sound of freedom.
The noise from the UH-1 dominantly comes because of its two-bladed rotor, and those are really almost shock waves that are coming off there.
Back in Vietnam, the troops could hear it coming for miles away and know that some form of aid or support was coming to them. Anytime I hear that whop-whop, it just says, there's my brother flying.
Take the left seat, I'll take the right, okay?
Today, the greatest ever is giving Steve and Burl the chance to fly once again in a UH-1.
This one looks in a lot better shape than the last couple I flew.
Doesn't have bullet holes in it, all the parts are on it. That's good. That's great. Now, the last time I flew a Huey was 20 years ago. To be able to fly it today will be a special thrill. It's a coming home. I mean, it's like when I quit flying the Huey, I lost a family member, and now I'm being rejoined with a family member.
Now, for the first time in 20 years, Steve gets his chance to take the controls.
Okay, I got the controls again, thank you. Oh yeah, this feels great. You know, it's the sights and the sounds and the smell, and You know, it doesn't bring back negative memories. It brings back positive memories. And being bonded once again between man and machine. The terrain we're flying over is, very similar to some of the stuff we were flying over in Vietnam. Brings back a lot of memories. Even after 42 years, it all comes back. I think I could still do a pretty good job as a door gunner if I had to.
The Huey is, of all these helicopters, the greatest of all time.
The Huey is a classic, and I think it always will be.
What's the most remarkable thing about the UH-1? Its longevity, its simplicity, and probably the people who flew it.
I didn't expect to be back in a Huey again. Until they threw my ashes down over some place yet to be determined.
The helicopter is great. It can do any job assigned to it, and it's very, very it's an outstanding helicopter.
If I were reactivated today and sent to Iraq, I'd like to have a Huey.
With a life spanning nearly 50 years and counting, the Huey has prevailed in conflict, been immortalized in movies, and embraced in the hearts and minds of those who've flown it. It is the greatest ever helicopter.